we almost created everything. So now it's time to test whether our API is working fine or not, right? So to do that, obviously what I'm going to do, I'm going to run the Spring Boot application. Okay, let me run the NER application. Here we go. The application actually started successfully. Now we have a postman with us. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the postman in order to test this, right? So to do that, what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to mention the URL. So what is the URL? So for our application, so this is the URL, right? So that is running inside localhost 8080 in my local. So what is the URL? API/version1/NER. That's a a URL, right? So let me actually enter the URL http, okay, localhost :8080, okay, slash, it's going to be API/version/ it's going to be API/version1/NER, right? In the NER, okay, since the method actually post method that we created, so make sure the post is selected, right? In the NER, what I'm going to do, I have to pass type, right? Here you can see so I'm trying to pass the type as person, right? So I'm going to pass the text to plain. Okay, so my text is going to be this is Dinesh. Okay, that's my text. So let me simply invoke this API. We'll see what is going to happen. Here we go. Now you can see that this is the text that we passed. What is the text? This is Dinesh. Inside this, in this text, I want my Core NLP to analyze and then retrieve me only the persons that are available in the text. You can see there is only one person is available. That's what it's retrieved Dinesh. Okay, it's given me as a list. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to say this is Dinesh and my friend name is Robert. Now if you look at it, there is a 2 person. So let's see whether we are getting 2 person in the list or not. Okay, here we go. We are getting 2 person. Okay, let's try some other example. Let's try I'm going to say this is Dinesh. Okay, I'll say I'm from India. Okay, so now if you look at it, still I want to retrieve only the person. So instead of person, I'm going to say I want to retrieve country. Yes. So if you run this, now you can see the country is India. We received country. So now if we can see our API is working as expected. Now let's focus how to create the UI for our application. In order to create the UI, so obviously you go to the IntelliJ. I'm going to start this application. If you remember, we actually added the theme leaf actually as our template system. So let's see how to develop the UI for this particular application, right? So in the resource folder, now you can see there is a folder called template, right? Inside the templates folder, I'm going to simply introduce the new HTML file called index.html. Okay, very simple. HTML5 page. Okay, here I'm going to say this is going to be NER application. Okay, named entity recognizer application. Okay, in the head I want to include few the library. Maybe as part of this example, I'm going to use the Bootstrap as well as jQuery library to create the UI. Okay, so obviously I need to link the Bootstrap. So how to do that? Link rel. I'm going to say it's a style sheet href, and then I'm going to give the CDN link for the Bootstrap. Okay, that is the CDN link. You can actually get it from the internet. Okay, even I can actually attach this in the video description. You can use the same. Okay, and after that we have to add the jQuery a JavaScript file, right? So to do that, obviously use script. Inside the script, I'm going to say type. It's going to be text/JavaScript src. I'm actually going to use actually the CDN location for the jQuery library, right? So the script also is added. Now let's focus on creating the page. Now what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to what, create the division, okay, in the division, or else form, okay, kind of form, okay. Inside the form I'm going to say what, division, okay. Inside the div I'm going to say what, the class is going to be the container, right? Here I'm going to have what, two different area. One is actually what, input, another one is actually what, output, okay. Another one is going to be output, okay. So for the input, what I want, basically I want one text area, okay, where the user can type their text, and then I want one drop down where they can select what type they want to extract from the text, okay. In the output we will show the final output, okay. That is an idea, okay. We will call the API, then API will give us a list, and finally we'll show that one in what, the output. That's an idea. So to do that, obviously what, I'm gonna introduce what, the text area first of all. So to do that, div, I'm gonna use the class called what, form group. There is a class called what, form group, okay. So the division, inside the division I'm gonna say what, label for, it's going to be input, okay. So I'm going to say what, the label is going to be enter your text here, okay. That is the label, okay. Then obviously we need a text area, right? So in order to create the text area, right, it's going to be id equal to input, so that is my id, okay. Class equal to, I'm going to say what, form hyphen control, right? So the name of the text, we don't need a name. Maybe what, I can say what, rows should be what, 3, okay, or 4. So that is a typical text area. Then what I want one drop down, right, where the user can select the type that they want to extract from the given text. Obviously we need one more in a control, so that should be what, the drop down. So class, I'm going to say what, form group, okay. Inside the form group it's going to be what, label for equal to, it's going to be a type. I'm going to call that is actually going to be what, type, okay. It's going to be what, select type, okay. So obviously we're going to what, introduce what, the select control, a class. I'm going to say what, form a control, okay. I'm going to give a id as what, type, okay, because this id should be what, type. Inside the select, okay, what I want to do, I just want to what, add options, option, okay, option value, it's going to be what, empty. Here I'm going to say what, select type, okay. So now how many type we have in our type? We have what, 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? We have a 6 type, so we need what, 6 option in our UI. So 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? This is going to be, first is going to be what, person, what, the second is going to be city. Now if you want to extract the city, you can do that. The third is going to be a state or province. I'll say what, state or province, okay. The fourth one is going to be a country. Then this is going to be a title. So when I say title, what, this is going to be a job title. So basically your NLP can extract the job title. For example, the software engineer, consultant, the developer, printer, these are all what, job title, right? That can be extracted by using what, NLP. In order to do that, you have to pass type as what, title, okay. So that is possible. So and then what I'm going to do, I want to retrieve what, email, if there is a email, if there are any emails in my a given text, okay. So obviously we have to pass what, the necessary value, right? So in the capital letter, person, city, state, or else we can use the same state or province, put it here, country, then obviously it's going to be a title, then email. Okay, so we kind of created everything, and then finally we want one division where we would like to show our result, right? So I'm going to say division, then I'm going to call class equal to form group, okay. So and then the ID of this division is going to be results. Generally I want to populate my final result to this particular division. Okay, so basically this is the input area, this is output area. Very simple, right? So now let's see how our UI actually look like. Let me quickly run this application. We'll see what will be the output in the browser. Here we go, our application is started successfully. Now let's see how our UI looks like in the browser. Okay, to do that, obviously enter this URL localhost :8080. Now you can see we have two area. One is the input, another one is output. In the input you can actually type a text whatever you want, and then whatever you want to analyze you can actually select in the drop down, right? Since we didn't actually make the service call it, we'll actually do it by writing some JavaScript. Okay, so to do that, obviously go back to your index.html page. Let me start this application. Here what I'm gonna do, I am actually kind of going to create one method, JavaScript method. Okay, so type equal to JavaScript, right? Here I'm going to introduce a method called function NER. Okay, this is actually going to take type. Okay, so in order to pass the type, what we have to do, obviously, so we have to call this function in our select method, right? So when I'm going to call this method, in the sense I'm going to call this method whenever we do on change on this drop down. Okay, I'm going to call. So what is the value I want to pass? I want to pass this dot value. That means when I say this dot value, okay, so I would like to pass whatever value we selected in the drop down, right? That value I want to pass it to this function. Consider we will receive that value. Okay, once we receive that value, what I want to do, I want to retrieve the text. Okay, whatever the user actually given as an input, right? So I'm going to create the new variable. Okay, in order to retrieve the text, okay, I'm going to retrieve the text from the ID of input dot val. So basically this is ID is nothing but this one. For example, whenever you type anything in this text box, in the text area, we can actually retrieve it, and then we can store it in this variable. Okay, that is an idea. Okay, once you got a value, so since consider you got a value, you got actually a type. So what is pending? You have to make the service call. So to do that, I'm going to use Ajax that is available in the jQuery. Okay, so to do that, $Ajax, okay, inside this Ajax, I'm going to actually add few attributes. So the type of the the service call actually post, obviously the post method, then the URL of the API. So what is the URL? The URL actually will be available in our Postman, right? Let me copy the same URL. This is our exact URL where the services are available. Okay, now paste this URL. I want to pass this type dynamically, right? Instead of actually passing hard coded, I'm gonna actually we are receiving the type, I'm gonna pass type here. That's it, type here, right? So now we can pass the type that we are receiving it in the a selection from the user. So once that is done, obviously we have to set the content type, content type. The content type is going to be text/plain, okay, character set equal to UTF-8. So that is the content type for our API. I mean, see, literally we are passing the text, plain text as an input, right? So here what I'm going to do, the data is nothing but what, the input that we receive from the user, right? It's the input. So that is the input. So then we, once what, we make the service call, we'll get the response, right? The response, I would like to what, the response we will receive it in what, the success state. So I want to write one callback function, right? The callback function literally what, give a response, right? Once you have a response, what I want to do, where I want to introduce where result equal to empty string. Okay, I want to perform the for each against what, the response that we have. Each response I want to create what, one callback function. The function actually takes two arguments. One is actually what, an index of the array, because if you look at it, if you see our API, right, we will receive what, the list of string, right? So we want to iterate and then we want to show it in a presentable manner. So that's what, I'm trying to iterate this response, using the for each method that's available in the jQuery. Okay, now passing what, the actual value. Now what I'm going to do, a result, we have a result. I want to what, kind of append the same result with the string. I'm going to say what, span class. Okay, the class that I'm going to use, it's a bootstrap class. I'm going to say span class. The class is going to be batch hyphen success. Okay, that is the class available in the bootstrap. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I want to actually what, append the value that we get it. Apart from then I want to close what, this span. Then let me give what, okay. So each and every span I want to give what, one, what do you call, the space. So to give a space, what I'm going to do, ampersand NBSP, right? So that will actually what, kind of create a space, right, between what, each, element. I want to load this result in the result ID as HTML. So let me pass what, this result that we have. Okay, so now let me save this. Let's see what is gonna happen. Okay, let me save this. Let me rerun this application. We'll see what is gonna happen. Here we go. Our application is started successfully. Now let's go back to what, our browser. We'll see what is gonna happen, right? So I just refreshed our application. Okay, here what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna simply do what, this is Dinesh. Okay, let me select only what, the person. We'll see what's gonna happen. Cool, we are getting what, the Dinesh actually what, extracted, and then what, it's from the text, given text, and then what, we were able to get the outputs. Okay, now let's try with what, some other input. I'm gonna say what, hey, hello everyone, my name is Dinesh Krishnan. Okay, I am from Chennai, India. Okay, I'm a software developer and consultant, right? Feel free to reach me via dineshk.training@gmail.com. See, if you look at it, we have this text, right? What you are trying to understand. We have, two names here, Dinesh and Krishnan. We have city, Chennai is the city basically, and then India, country. Then developer, consultant, actually what, these are all actually what, job title, obviously. Okay, and then feel free to reach me via what, this mail ID. So this is the mail ID, right? So now let's try all the scenario. Let's see whether this is working fine or not, right? So now I want to retrieve the city. Yes, Chennai is a city. I want to retrieve what, country. Yes, India is a country. Now I want to return the job title. Can you see that, developer and consultant? Obviously, that is happening. I want to retrieve the email from the given text. Cool, that is happening. I want to retrieve the person from the text. Cool, that is happening. Krishnan as well as Dinesh. I believe you got a very good idea how to use natural language processing as part of any application. This is one type of demo. This is a one demo application where we create a simple Spring Boot application. We included the NLP feature in our application. So I hope this was very helpful. Thanks for watching.